them slider hand tree.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another Goggles 56 tutorial. And today what I want to show you is the Elgato Stream Deck. And as many of you know, I've been using it since I've been doing videos, so I guess 3 years or so. And it's a super useful little tool. And what I wanted to do was just show you what it is, what you can do with it, and where you can get it if you're interested, or if you've got one on your wish list and you're expecting to get one for Christmas or whatever. I just want to give you a little overview of what you can do with it. And it's super handy. Hopefully I can make sense of it and do it justice. The screen we're looking at right now is my recording screen. So this is what I bring up when I'm going to record, like I am right now. And I have on it my record button, which I've hit. I can stop the recording, can pause the recording. And in ATS, when you see, oh, I'm going to take a photo, I just hit pause and then I hit photo. The photo menu comes up. You guys don't see it if I've done it right. I take my photo and then I click photo again and hit unpause, and we're driving again, just like that. I can hit Alt Tab. I use that. I put that in a lot of pages that I have so that I can go to the desktop or whatever I have. If I have a browser open and I want to get back to it out of the game and check something out, I can Alt Tab, or if I want to Alt Tab out to Discord or whatever. And then I have the same thing for stream and start a stream or stop a stream when I'm streaming. So that's my little thing there. But anyway, before we go any further, let's have a look at some Stream Deck. So this is Stream Deck right here. This is the one I have, the little guy. There's ones with many more buttons that, well, at the time I couldn't afford it. And so I'm happy with this. It's with the unlimited number of profiles. So you can have 10 different pages in a profile, which is quite a bit. So that's a lot of controls and buttons to memorize. So, and you have 15 buttons, but as you get into, so your first page, you're not 15, but the 15th one is going to be the arrow key to get you to the next menu. And once you're in the next menu, if you want to go to another one and go back, you're down to 13 keys because you got a forward and a back. I'll show you that in a sec. But anyway, this is Elgato's website. I'll put a link there so you can see it. It's currently $210. I would imagine, it says CA, so that's Canadian bucks. So you're going to be paying less down there. Take 30% at least off that. If I went to Amazon, it's right here. Wow, that doesn't look right. That's crazy. Where's the real thing? That's one over there. 132. Is that Stream Deck Classic? Looks pretty tempting. And then there's the big one with the 32 buttons. That's a lot going on. But I mean, if you got, the wherewithal to pick that up, that's quite the killer thing. And then locally, if, in Canada here, I could go to Memory Express and save $50 on it. $160 right now Canadian. So there you go. So they're out there, and they're not necessarily cheap, but in overall terms of what I've got going on with my little control panel and everything else I do here, it's been a huge bonus to what I do. So let's go back and just look and see what exactly it is and how you do things with it, how you use it. So what you can do, let's go to the last page here and see. So here is, you can get pre-built key sets. And this one is from Mod Studio 2 for Farm Simulator 25. And so it's got all these little doodads and things, fuel beacon lights, hazard lights, signal lights, your speed, your gear, information on your vehicle, cruise control, real time, and you got your forward and back buttons, of course. We don't really need that one because we can't go any further that could be something else. We could go back, and I have to do it on my, oh, I think on the other one, we could go right back to the start. Yeah, we would come right back to the start. So how you use it is, or how you set it up is, well, I want to show you today. And this is my default profile, and you can have, like I say, unlimited number. We'll go to profile 2. Let's see what all we got going in here. Now this page I've been using a lot for Farm Sim 22. And so I've got, this one is just basic vehicle operation. So turn on, raise, lower, fold all this sort of stuff. Tools, previous and next tool. Activate, which is your R key. Unload. Hire AI, shop, construction, dev console commands, the menu. And here we have one set up for combining. So we can turn on the combine. We can lower the header, can raise it, can fold like, an individual, or fold all, bring the pipe out. You can raise the reel and lower the reel. We can retract and extend the reel. Go back to the menu, and I put this all over the place because it's always handy to be able to get to the menu. The dev commands, toggle straw. We go to the next screen. This is just more like, this one's pretty good for grain, like a semi-trailer with multiple hoppers. And you can go to tip side, and that'll select the chute you're going to, front, middle, back, whatever on your semi hopper, or anything else, previous or next tool. Overload on the ground, unload, hire AI, menu, attach, fold all. So this is a pretty good one for forage wagons and whatnot. So once again, it's all kind of and here's a copy of my streaming screen that I'm using right now to but we looked at it earlier in a different profile that I used for ATS. And here's a blank screen. So if we wanted to do something here, let's just say, for the sake of argument, you're starting here, and this is what you're going to have. You got nothing going on. There's zero. This wouldn't even be there if you're on the first screen. And what I do is I have a repository of symbols I've made. You don't need to. This is optional. And you can go set from file. And I've got all of these things that I use. There's things in here for ATS, Flight Sim, and Farm Sim. They're all in here. So if I wanted to change that arrow right there, I could pick this one. So there's my arrows they're just bigger, and I just made them really quickly. And then what you can do is you need to, you don't really have to do anything with this one because it is a directional arrow. Where you pull that from, it's on the right. That's previous page. And if we wanted next page, we just drag it onto here. And that's going to be next page. And then we could go here. We go to our little, and once again, this is optional. You don't have to do this. So there's the next page button. So that's really easy. And if we were doing something simple like the Mod Studio 2 thing, you just grab something from, let's see if there's something I know what the command is. I don't know all of the commands, unfortunately, because I use this stuff, so I don't know it's control this or control that. I don't even know what makes the lights go on. Let's assume it's L. No, that's lines. Jeez, I just don't know. But we could give something a command. So lights, blinker, directions, or whatever. Let's put that here. It's looking for an input. So, that's not a good example because it's MS2. Yeah, right. Let's skip that. We'll delete that. And let's go with, so if you were doing this one here, the Mod Studio 2 one, of course, you have to get it from Mod Studio 2, and you get it free if you're a patron. So anyway, you would put your item in. I'm going to show you actually, like we're doing it from scratch. Let's just add a page. There's a blank page. Let's set it up. So the first thing we're going to do is, say we knew something like the lines to fasten and unfasten the lines on your truck, trailer, or whatever. You want to make that happen. So you go in here and you look for hotkey. It's going to be in here someplace. I think it's here. Yeah, hotkey right there. So what you do, you want to make this button right here attach and detach the lines across your cargo. So you take your hotkey, you drag it onto here, and then you could give it a title if you want. And we could go hotkey, or sorry, lines. Lines. So there we go. So that's lines. Now we can do some interesting stuff with this. We can select this, and we could go the font size, number 1. Let's make it a little bigger so it shows up. Then we could, if we go back here and we hit the space bar, we'll move it up to the middle. And now what we want to do is give it a command. So the hotkey, you click this, and then it's waiting for the stroke to observe what you do with the keyboard. You go L, there it is. So that's done. Now for the background, create new icon. You could go and create one right here with their setup, or you could pick one that comes with the software, or you could make your own, or you could do what I've done. So with, let's get rid of this whole thing. With mine, it would go to your library, and I could have one in here that says lines. I don't have one set up right now. If I wanted, I could go like this. So I give it a green background. So I put the background in on top of lines. So you don't need to write anything. If you have a little thumbnail available that you browse to. So for this thing here, set from file, you sort of, this is where it knows to go for me. And all you have to do is browse to it and it remembers where that is. So it's not like, it's not rocket science or magic. And so if we wanted to now do for our trailer, we wanted to put something else in here. So let's say, what is it X for fold or fold all? Let's go here, put this here, hotkey, and let's give it a title. Let's call it ramps on the back of your trailer if you wanted that. Ramps. So we can just call that ramps. Hit enter to move it up a bit. Go over here. Oops, over here. Bring the font size up to where it's readable. Then we could go over here and go to your little file. If you got one, let's give it a different color. Oh, purple. And now it's waiting for, let's say it's Control X. So this is where it's really handy. Multiple controls. Or if you have 3 keys you got to hit, it can be a real pain. So anyway, we'll go Control X. And there we go. That's going to work now. If you hit that button in the game, it's going to be Control X. Now, so let's prove this stuff works by, I'm going to just take this and put it over on the other screen. You can't see it now, but we're going to bring up the game, Farm Sim. Oh, here's another little thing we could do. I brought this, this is a game I'm doing with my friend Zeke. I don't want to mess it up, so I'm not going to change the time of day. But you can see on here, I've got some pretty good controllers, and I could do side shift on this. And I believe I can widen and bring these in. I've got all the other controls going on. So I have, my joystick is very capable. So say, for example, your joystick wouldn't do all these things. And we're looking for a way to make that side shift happen. So we don't have this ability on your joystick, and you can add it to the Stream Deck. So when you need to do an adjustment like that, and or, this one here, you could put that on the Stream Deck. You could put before I had these good joysticks, I ran the cranes and did logging on my Stream Deck. And then I had the keys all set up on the Stream Deck where I could, I had the all the commands for crane. And so I had front end loader, I had a page for a crane, I had a page for a logging grapple, and you just scroll through the page for whatever equipment you're using. And you kind of get used to it. It's like a keyboard thing, and you're pretty neat. But anyway, if we went in the game, and so we got to change our menu here. We'll go to menu. In the game, oh, I got to zero my joystick there. Get that to stop. Okay. We want to go to controls. And in here, you're now going to be, you have your keyboard, and this key 2 is my Stream Deck. And it shows up automatically. You don't have to put it in. I have a mouse. I have these 3 items here are my dashboard that I use for ATS. And I got a few things on there, on those 3 columns for, and yeah, and then just move over. We got the gear shift and the wheel and the steering wheel and the 2 joysticks. And they have a ton of things on them when you get into the right areas here. They're pretty busy. But anyway, let's go back to what we were doing here. Let's find out what that side shift could possibly be. Now, I know I have it on the over here. So let's see if we can figure it out. We'll go program it in the Stream Deck and show you how that works. So that would be vehicle operation. I don't think they have a, let's see, vehicle work. Wow, I'm not sure which buttons it is. We could always try, okay, open front loader, close front loader tool. Oh, that could be it. Or does that, let me think. No, that's not it. 3 and 4. It's an axis thing. This one here, possibly. So let's say that's what it is. So if we went to the keyboard, we go to the keyboard setting, and we can see it's Control M and Control K. Well, let's go find out. We'll assign those here. So what we do is Control K, Control M. We'll go back to our Stream Deck. We'll get that thing back over here. And we're going to go to that new page. Let's add a page. And we're going to put right here, hotkey. And we're going to give it an assignment. It's going to be Control K right there. So we got that part out of the way. And let's go over here, text. And title is going to be, you can leave it Alt-K if you want to know what it is, but I always take them out, which isn't very helpful when you're trying to remember what it was or tell somebody else, but I take it out. So let's call it